to Trash Talk. I'm Lane.
I'm D.
And I'm Ryan.
Oh, man.
He almost forgot.
Yeah, we're waiing for him. It's been a while.
So long,
Dramatic pause. Man.
Yeah.
Dramatic
Welcome
pause.
back. Like, who are we having on? Oh, man. Ryan, welcome back to the new studio.
Thanks for having me, gentlemen.
Derek's new place.
Yeah.
New Trash Talk studio, really.
Yeah.
We own
cool.
this place. We are Trash Talk, Omaha.
It's a good find, Derek, by the way.
Yes.
Great work.
It's a big old piece of trash.
Go ahead and email us, trashtalkomaha@gmail.com. Let us know if you'd like to see Derek's new place. See us in it. See some pictures. If you want to come over, pet his dog or his cat, let us know. We can make that happen.
I cook as well, and I'll do your laundry.
Yeah, you want to go ahead and give out your address so anyone
Fold
can...
towels. Just trying to make some money, okay?
This is true. You could pay to stay.
Speaking of which,
pay to
you
stay in
can
the
donate
studio.
to the show, and you can have paid for content by your favorite trash talk people.
What are you talking about? Is that their
Trying to
only
make that money.
the OnlyFans that Trash Talk is
Trash talk
starting?
only
Your own
fans?
version of OnlyFans.
Yeah. Trash Talk only Omaha fans.
Only Omaha fans.
Yeah.
I'm really worried about what that means. Not gonna lie.
I don't know exactly what is going to happen on it, but sign up and find out.
I want to sign up. I haven't even done anything with it yet.
Don't sign us up for OnlyFans, please.
No, it's only Omaha fans.
It's only Omaha. It's its own.
Only Omaha, all the only time.
It's the only way to meet trash talky people in Omaha.
Oh yeah.
If
It's
we,
basically like an old AOL chat room, just
if we-
people cussing each other
if
out.
we get a website, can that be what the website is?
We used to be AOL.
No, only Omaha, only fans.
Yes.
Get that first part in there. Yeah.
Okay.
Done.
So anyway, if
Yeah.
you didn't know, you're listening to Trash Talk Omaha. We talk some trash.
Yeah.
What are we talking trash on tonight, gentlemen?
Well, we have some Iowa trash talking to do in Iowa or Nebraska.
We'll get to Iowa, Nebraska in a little bit.
There's low hanging fruit too.
Definitely, always obvious. I think there's some Mars talk at some point later this evening, and
Yeah, China
China as well.
China.
Are we doing some Billy talk into that?
Billy talk. Bill Cosby.
The cause.
I heard he's
He
on the
was-
prowl again.
He was the low hanging fruit. Yeah.
Let's not get into that right now.
Cosby.
You know what I want to talk about? Athletes finally getting paid. College athletes finally getting paid.
They're cashing in.
Cashing in? I mean, yeah, wouldn't you? Make that fucking money, man.
I mean, I wouldn't complain as a college athlete. That's for sure. Renza's giving money to Nebraska athletes, apparently. First 100 to sign up. You guys said they've already had 100 Nebraska athletes
Oh yeah, they filled
tweet
it out.
out hashtags about Renza, right? Is that what they had to do?
I don't know the exact stipulations what they had to do, but
Basically, they just had to hashtag Runza, hashtag curly fries. I'm sure something to that effect.
get your cheese
Hashtag
runs,
frings. you
Yeah,
know, and
exactly.
Yeah.
But hey,
Make-
I would
make money.
do it.
First 100 gets like a flat fee or a flat rate pay. So, I mean, no one's going to get outpaid than the other. So, like, homeboy on the crew team can get one just like the, the backup middle linebacker
Kicker.
or something.
Yeah. Well, not even just the football team, right? I'm sure it was all sports.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Any
just
and all.
athletes. Is it
Volleyball
specific, though,
players and-
Husker players or athletes?
Well, for Runza, yes. It's Nebraska-based players. So.
What about like Wesleyan?
So
or
not
something?
I don't
like
think
Wayne
it-
State person would be like, I want my Renza money.
What's funny is, apparently no Wayne State players. And apparently no,
So it's any athlete that
not
plays for a
Concordia.
Nebraska college or just strictly Cornhusker athletes?
That's a good question.
Yeah,
I
because
think-
the Mavericks have like the hockey team.
Oh, yeah.
The Mavericks going to start making money.
So here's
selling
the thing.
ices or something.
Okay, so there is clarity here. It says they will offer a flat fee to the first 100 Nebraska-based college athletes who promote the company. So someone from Concordia, out in Seward or Doane could have landed a cool like $150 or $1,000 or whatever the heck it is.
Well,
if you've got
give,
followers,
you give your likeness away though.
yeah, for sure. For the almighty dollar, man.
I'm going to re-roll and use my 4 years of eligibility up now and get on those types of deals.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
You
Guys
can.
like Reggie Bush are probably a little upset because, you know.
Oh, Reggie's already trying to get his Heisman back.
Right.
Think
Wrote
about-
a stern letter to the NCAA.
Oh, yes.
Think about the people that are just got to the NFL, though.
Right.
The Cha boy is all upset, you know?
Right.
So,
Yeah.
but, oh well.
But then you have like Lexi's son, the Nebraska volleyball player. She's got her own clothing line now, so she'll be raking in dough with her name on that.
I mean,
stuff.
do you think it has to have her picture on it or likeness?
No, it's just her company.
Just number?
So
she has her own company.
Yeah, well, it's Ren is the name of the company, so she'll be selling branded
Yeah, she
sweat.
has her brand. That's like,
Yeah.
it's her goop.
So this apparel company, Ren, will make her stuff with all of her name and likeness on it.
Is she a badass? I don't follow
Lexi's son,
volleyball.
yeah, apparently, I don't know this for certain. You're the Twitterer, probably, of the group.
I tweet.
He tweets.
I twit.
He twittered.
I'm not one of them twits, I suppose.
It's fine.
But either who,
A nit
she probably rakes in she probably has like 500,000 followers, I imagine. You know, being a top volleyball player.
Oh
in
yeah,
Nebraska. So there's random
national championship contender. You know,
Yeah. So, there's volleyball players across the world that follow her, and then there's everyone in Nebraska that's on Twitter, probably that follows her,
Who's this?
because you know how Nebraska likes to follow their athletes on the social media.
I mean, yeah, I don't.
Lexi's son.
Do that with all my favorite teams.
Her name's Lexi's son.
Lexi's son.
Lexi's son
Yeah.
She sounds like a fine young American woman.
sounds cute,
God bless
doesn't
her.
she?
So EA Sports released a statement indicating that they're going to explore the possibility of having active college players in the upcoming NCAA Football 23 video game.
Yeah, that's dope. Because
Yeah.
now you can. And if they sign a waiver saying, hey, do you want your name and shit on here? And they're like, yeah, how much of the sales am I getting? I think there could be you got a good agent. There's money to be made there.
For sure.
Now that they can, fuck yeah, bring it on. The NCAA just looks like complete shit. Even again,
I mean, they always have been. You okay,
Right.
Derek?
No.
there's and here's one, because I dabble in music here and there, so I got to include a story about that. There's this gentleman named Will Ulmer. He plays guitar. Like he's a musician. He's always had to go to shows outside of, because he goes to school in Marshall, I'll back up, Marshall University. So if he was ever in the vicinity, if he couldn't book a show in like a 50, 60 some odd mile radius of the campus. And if he did go out and play shows, it had to be under a different name. So he was Lucky Bill was his stage name, and he went out and played country guitar. And so now it's like this is this summer I guess is the first time he can actually go out play shows as Will Ulmer. Mm-hmm. So that's pretty neat. Like
But-
just that type of shit.
weird.
Like it's not
It's-
just
yeah,
selling
it's
your
one of
apparel,
those
but
things
like
that you never thought
that
would
rule
happen.
affected folks that had like talent, or like
Yeah.
skills. Like there's probably a basketball player that could make some damn fine art in some fashion,
Big
And that dude
Beasley's
can't.
apparently a hell of a rapper.
Even if they can't make art, if they tried it and sold it, it would sell.
Or,
it would
or
sell.
start their own apparel, because everyone's into apparel right now. All bunch of athletes love.
You got a hat to buy.
fly
I'll
clothes,
buy your hat. You
Yeah.
know.
You got some sweet, pants with holes in them. So like those I'd buy. That kind of thing.
I'd buy your pants.
So.
I'd buy Lexi's son's pants.
All day.
I'm a little worried to hear that.
I'd
Don't,
buy them for my
Lexi.
wife, not for me.
Yeah, no,
You'd buy
that's
them.
not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like these
Get
people.
the sneeze pillow, Derek.
But it's these people that have 300,000 to 700,000 followers. Like they can just now rake in the dough, and they don't have to
Yeah.
worry about trying to find a job at Pinkelman's. On a their
Well,
lone
they weren't
Saturday
allowed to
without
do that anyway.
courses or practice.
They wouldn't have been allowed to do that no matter what.
For the most part, no, because most places won't hire them because of their availability.
Yeah.
Unless they're like a star, like Adrian Martinez goes down to Jimmy John's and wants a job on a Saturday night, bet they'll take him, but like
He'll make one delivery.
the backup long
So-
snapper's not going to get that opportunity. Poor guy.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad Adrian has his own podcast.
Yeah, that's also really neat. So that worked out. Bringing in.
Is he
Adrian
getting paid
here,
for this
so.
podcast? Does he have sponsors?
I think
I don't
there
think
are
he
sponsors,
has-
but I don't know if he's getting paid. But
He's going to.
Yeah.
From it.
he's
I'm
going
sure
to.
this wasn't coincidence.
Like there's eventually like all of these people that podcast, like Trash Talk Omaha. They
It's a great
More than
podcast.
try to
Podcast.
get great
Culture.
podcasts. There's a goal, and if you want to get your word out there, you can start making money if you got the followers. So, and that's a guy right there. Like people are going to want to listen to.
Well, he might-
especially in this state.
He might be a communications major or something,
That's a lot of them are. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a good
He
point.
might as well. So maybe he's gonna go.
I know he's
fall
pairing
back.
with one.
That exactly what I was read that he met a guy his freshman year in some class, and probably sold him weed or something the last couple of years.
There's a
Adrian?
good call.
Yeah, probably sold it to Adrian. This is his friend who works in communications. And now I'm making assumptions. And now they started a podcast because he probably talked Adrian into it.
It's like, dude, you know it'd be so cool.
You start a podcast, you can get
I'm
paid.
not so sure
Look
a
at
lot
this, I
of.
have some equipment.
I'm not so sure a lot of Husker fans liked what Adrian had to say, because I imagine some of them folks are the ones that
So-
are taking the negative jabs at him.
You have listened to it.
Yeah, so I've listened to the first
And he
two
he did
episodes.
comment that he doesn't like dealing with the trolls online.
He's not that he doesn't like it. He probably doesn't like it, but he understands the part of it.
Who would like it?
Like no one's gonna like that. You have to be the type of person that if you're gonna be the starting quarterback, that's a part that you have to fight, or deal with.
Yeah.
So, and he talked about it. He gave it probably more time than he probably should have.
Well, I think he's actually in quite a unique position because it's Nebraska where you are the star just because you're a quarterback. You could be a quarterback at a lot of other colleges and no one in the town has a clue. The state has a clue who you are,
Everyone. Like, you got to be up in the northwest corner to not know who the quarterback is. And I don't know. There's not many people like that. So,
Yeah.
but the first episode, like I said, gets a little into his feelings about, the negative Nancy's and whatnot. But the second episode was really good because it talked to Cameron Jurgens, who is their starting center.
Yeah, he's cool.
So that elephant in that room was the snapping. And he immediately was like, don't have to worry about it. It's done. So, and then they talked about like their recruitment and how like Cam's recruitment was different than Adrian's, coming up. And then the sports Adrian played.
Is Cam a junior?
They're the same age. And they've both been starting as freshmen.
Oh, really?
So,
All right. Well, so it's kind of his team though too. It's like or his
and they're like best
closest.
friends too off the field. So they're like really good at communicating. So I imagine like,
even though they suck at snapping.
yeah.
So that's just the story that
But
you
hey, allegedly, it's not a thing we're going to need to worry about, and hopefully so. Man.
So
he wasn't a center coming out of high school. So
Has Adrian's podcast got you excited?
no more,
football?
no less.
No
but
more,
it's just
no less.
it's.
Has it been good
about This time
information?
of year, I get excited regardless.
Are you
So-
okay?
It's just Husker content.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
More
just
content to consume.
And you get to hear him talk about stuff, and I think they have interviews lined up all over the place.
Do
What did he say about the team and expectations? Like, what's he saying? Or did he get into that?
I don't think they're even practicing right now. Summer.
He hasn't really. He hasn't really dove into that much. I mean, they have talked about, I guess, a little bit with Cam Jurgens. They talked about like who was the funny guy in the room, who was like the straight athlete that everyone had to worry about. And I forget most of the convo, unfortunately, because I was mowing at the same time. But
So that's the question: Are they having fun with it, or are they trying to be serious?
it sounds like it's fun. Like they're trying to be informational and good natured. So like it was good. They joked around a little bit too. So. A rare.
It's a dog, in case anyone's curious.
Trying to say hi.
Yeah. Well, good. I mean, good for him making money. Hope his podcast works out. I hope he plays well. I hope they don't do it during the season. I hope he puts a hold on to it during the season.
You would hope so, right?
Like just for 3 months, man. Just cut it out.
You don't have to talk about like what happened week 2, a couple weeks later for an episode.
I mean, honestly,
probably best not to.
Yeah,
because if that week sucked, you're gonna get like so much feedback that's not good. And that
I want to
obviously
be
is not what he's
recording
looking for.
content during the game, in between plays.
in the middle of a huddle and
Yeah.
shit.
It would
I want to
be
hear
neat.
the coaches yelling at him and him saying like, "Yes, sir, the 182."
I've always wanted to hear that stuff. My cousin became a coach, and he gets to hear and do that stuff. I'm jealous a bit because that's kind of cool.
You can hear it in the XFL.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Then when they open up exactly, and allegedly that still might be a thing.
I doubt it.
We'll see. The Rock is trying to save it, I guess.
Good for The Rock.
Yeah, The Rock's trying to save everything.
And DC.
Right.
He's supposed to be Black Adam.
Black Adam, The Rock.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's the Black Adam. I follow him on IG, excuse me.
Oh, okay.
And like, yeah, he's just like,
So you
it's all he's talking about is like how much he has to lift and eat just to like get to the correct physique to play
It's getting
Black
old.
Adam. So
It's getting old now.
yeah, plus that, like he's 45-ish or something like that. So
Yeah, he's maybe
maybe
50. Almost.
yeah, he's got to be getting actually probably closer to 50. It's a good point.
Yeah, he's got to be.
He was on the
Rock out
Miami
since
national
the
champion
90s.
teams. Yeah, he was on those 90 Miami football teams.
How do rocks like age erode?
It's time and natural forces.
It's like water, air, and
Earth, wind, fire,
glacier.
time.
Ice, yeah. Ice slowly moving over time.
Yeah, fire for sure. So
Immense pressure, and then
magma.
certain
Well,
elements turn into different things, like, coal turns
you
into
can have a
diamond,
sandstone and everything, or
Get you a little
pressurized.
ruby or something like that, emerald. Not to talk about Tesla's emerald mines, but
Beautiful.
Do we need to talk about the college athletes anymore? Was there any more deals? Like, is this good for them? Or do you think some of them are going to take it out?
I think
of
it's
hand?
good for them because they're making money anyways. Might as well get it out from underneath
Like,
the table.
I feel like college athletes should be like limited to like, your local car dealership, ads
that's
or
what
something.
it's mostly going to be.
Yeah,
You're only going to see like the Heisman contenders doing national
Yeah,
stuff. Otherwise,
big-time
all
guys
of this
are
is
like-
just regional stuff and like Boost Mobile.
okay.
They're going to sign 500 athletes.
Okay.
And
For their local
500
communities.
NCAA
That's
athletes,
cool.
and then it's going to be around the country. So they're
All
going
right.
to really try to pinpoint local communities.
That's smart because
So
I don't care about most athletes college.
Yeah, so like
But
yeah, that was a mean one.
what about like not during their sport?
Yeah, that's probably the smartest thing. Like if you're doing like podcasts or
'cause you-
ads, like they're gonna probably run those ads locally, so they'll probably be
Yeah,
old
but
and
okay, yeah,
whatnot.
but no like filming it. No, like
Probably not
doing new
I
ones
imagine
after
at
the
that
season
point,
or
your-
before the
your-
season.
Your plate's a little too full, but you can manage it better off season. I would say.
Sounds true to me.
I hope so. So
I like it. It's less restrictive. They can breathe a little bit. As
gives
college
them
kids.
something.
All those
'Cause
other
it's-
places
college
make
is hard
money
as
off
it
them
is,
anyways.
What?
So let them.
All those places have been making money off them forever anyways. Like they, deserve a cut.
Well, yeah, for sure. Especially like
They're the product.
buying like an apparel. If you like this athlete, buy her own personal apparel instead of the college that's making money off the apparel.
Yeah, I'd buy that guy's toe ring.
No, okay, dude.
And if pro sports that never works out for whatever these athletes are doing,
They
what's
always have a
neat
local
is
market.
like they now have like a way of like, so if someone leaves early and it doesn't work out, but they still have a great social media following that makes them a ton of money, they can still like afford to do things after it doesn't work out.
Can you imagine what Tommy Frazier would be?
So they'll have something established as they're getting out of college, which most kids never have. No one has anything. You graduate. What do you get? A diploma and $0 because you're trying to find a job now.
Yeah, go find something. You
Unless
got 6
you were
months
cool enough
pay
to get
loans.
an internship that landed you somewhere, super neat. You're likely not there yet.
Got a network. Got
Some
a network.
fuckers are coming out coming out of college hot. They've got money. They can do things, get themselves set. That's one less stress you're worrying about.
A lot of those guys too, may not even have a full scholarship if one at all, but they're like don't have time for a job in between because they got their team or teams they're practicing for, and then their homework on top of that,
and then lab work if you're a smart kid. You know?
How many athletes are taking labs?
Lots. Like Nebraska's usually always has like 1 or 2 med students that are like taking 20 credit hours and doing labs and then starting in some fashion.
Yeah, you're probably right. I guess a couple.
It's not like 1 out of 2, 3 players,
they're not like
but there's
scientists.
usually 1 or 2 out of a team. Which is pretty good.
Yeah.
You get one of those brainiacs that also run like deers and can hit people pretty good or catch the ball really well.
Yeah. What was that?
It's a psycho.
I think his name was it last name Roll or something like that? It was a safety from
Intro Roll from Florida State.
Yeah, he was a
scholar.
Rhodes, yep.
Went to Oxford.
Yep.
Yeah. Still
he
got
drafted by the Titans, I think, in the 7th round, and I think he flamed out pretty quick in the NFL. But
Jesus,
he was like for a second though. They thought he was gonna make a first rounder or something. Like since like
for a little bit.
Junior year, one of his seasons, he was just like big deal, like super smart, but also like awesome on the field. But I think he had to do so much work for Oxford that his football stuff kind of suffered, and he was, he went to the draft process, but
and then,
he had that scholarship though, and he was like do all that shit.
Well, then your Chiefs, you got
Duvernay Tardif.
Yeah.
He's McGill, I think was the name of the school in Canada, which is where Andy Reid's wife graduated from.
Okay.
Yep. But yeah, he's actually a medical doctor.
He took last year off to go work COVID.
Yep. He took last year off in the NFL.
I remember his rookie year, he was just wrapping up his what is it that you go
his
through?
His first couple years in the league, really.
Yeah, it was either rookie year or second year, like he was just wrapping up like whatever, like the final stage of med school or whatever. Not boards, that's law school, but
all the
he was
working
knee
in the
deep in
hospital,
that, like doing that and starting in the
getting
NFL.
his hours in.
Are you fucking serious? And then lifting and eating and like how do you find time to sleep?
You do. You still do.
You just do it.
Yeah, but I mean, last year was the year if you're a med student to actually give up on the NFL and go work in a hospital, So, Jesus. I was about to ask what the next topic is, if you can keep it together.
You might need more Corona.
Our baseball, Mississippi State.
CWS?
Mississippi State won the CWS, and I didn't go at all.
Didn't watch or go either. I watched like 2 games, I think.
You watched them
I watched
on TV?
2 games on TV, and that's it.
As you did things? Or you like sat down and watched
Yeah, because my kid kind of dominates TV right now. And for a while, we only had one
Makes
TV
sense.
hooked up. And then now that my living room's all set up, I finally had a second TV. So I caught like a game or so. And then I've also been watching the Euros too.
Did they deserve to win?
Allegedly. I mean, they did beat Vanderbilt, and Vanderbilt was probably the toughest team and the hottest team in the deal. So,
all right,
yeah,
good. And
I mean, they beat them in 2 games too, so they had to.
Well, it's only 3, right?
Yeah. Still have to do it.
Still have to do it. That's for sure. All right.
I'm sad that Vandy makes it that far every year because I fucking hate.
Yeah, they won last year, didn't they?
Always
the
here.
Year before.
That's the problem. Is they're always there.
Yeah, and they have that fucking whistler. Like,
really?
I just want someone to take him out, snipe him with a paintball. Like, anytime he gets up to do that whistle, just hit him right in the chest.
There's a guy in the stands always whistling.
I heard Mississippi State has never won a national championship in any sport.
Until yesterday.
Yes. Only in Omaha.
Only in Omaha. We make dreams come true.
That's right.
Mississippi State.
Hashtag CWS.
I guess I'm a fan of you now. I didn't know they were an underdog, or I've been cheering for them this whole time.
So they won 9-0 yesterday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
meant to be.
Vanderbilt, though, lost the game trying a bunt down 9 in the 9th with 2 outs. Went down the third baseline. The guy just threw it across the diamond in the first
Gave up.
base.
They gave up.
It's like, why small ball right there? That's not the...
They had some runners on. I think they had runners on first and second.
Not the right time
No,
to do
if it's
that.
2 outs, you don't bunt. You don't bunt at 2 outs.
I don't care if it's your best bunter in that situation. Make contact, get the ball out. Like
Yes, exactly.
these guys are trying to like sneak a run in, you know, with a bunt. Like you can fucking miss me with that.
They gave up. They had to have given up.
I don't know. I can't say like I can never actually get behind the idea like that a whole team like that or a coach would give up because you're in the national title game. You try to fight the win to the end.
You're right.
At least
I
try to think.
You would think that. You're right. You never know.
Their thought process gives away that thought though, because fuck, that's not what I would have wanted done. You know, if I'm a Vanderbilt fan, but
yeah,
the Whistler didn't win, so I'm all right with it.
What is the Whistler? I don't understand what you're talking about.
Man, I don't know if you can pull it up, but like he just every time the opposing team is up to bat, he'll stand up and he has this like unique fucking whistle, and he does it through every at bat.
That'd be so annoying.
They actually kicked him out of the CWS 2 years. You know,
is it an actual whistle he brings?
No, he brings.
Must be his
devices.
hands. Yeah,
it's totally his hands. No devices. Totally his hands. It's stupid.
Did they ever caught him on camera doing it?
Yeah, during the entire CWS. That's why I didn't want to watch it this year. It's because I was like, wow, I'm going to catch a Vandy game and I'm going to hear that fucking whistling for 3.5 hours. Hard pass. So I only watched like a couple Texas games, and that was pretty much it.
That's really surprising that they didn't kick him out. I mean, because
they did last year or 2019.
Yeah, but it's like that's clearly an advantage
it took
to
like
your team. You know,
6 games or 5 games till they were finally like, okay, you have to stop. And then he kept doing it, and they were like, get out.
Yeah,
and he's like, I've never been kicked out of a game all year. I'm like, well, you're in the College World Series, bitch. Like, you're not in the
You're
SEC.
making the news. This is about the players.
Yeah, it's about the players. It's about everyone that's actually fought and worked hard to get to this moment. Not your fucking dumbass that's got a neat little whistle, you know, that you think is a competitive advantage. Like, for fuck's sakes.
Yeah,
because watching the stuff in here of the Vandy Whistler.
Yeah, the Vandy Whistler. Yeah.
So he's a Vanderbilt fan.
Yeah. Allegedly.
Well, if it's on for the other team, I'm assuming he's always a
he's definitely a Vandy fan.
What about
Preacher Franklin is famous for his whistles during Vanderbilt baseball games.
Yeah.
Preacher Franklin. I think his first name is Preacher.
Told a preacher to fuck off. So
wow.
That's how I feel about the whole thing.
Yeah. This is God's whistle.
Yeah.
God told him to whistle.
Don't encourage it.
God said whistle, and I said...
Even though it's
I don't know. I don't know if you'd be able, you'll have to listen to it.
Is it like super high pitch?
It's up there.
There's a video here of it.
And there's a pattern to it too. It's not just like him whistling in a certain way.
Yeah, we should check this out.
Is that an ad?
It's like a weird pattern too. It's not like he just holds the same note.
He's got some notes
15
down.
seconds. He just does like this weird pattern.
You guys ready?
Yeah, do it.
Yeah.
That's him?
All game.
Jesus.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like it.
That's his gift to mankind. I whistle. Damn it. I whistle good.
I don't promote. I don't want him like I just
Cut
want
this
him
out
to
of the
stop.
show.
That's
He
why I
doesn't
was like,
deserve the
someone
airtime.
should just bring a paintball gun, hit him in the chest from like 50 yards out.
Too bad you can't bring that onto... I mean, they don't allow non-lethal weapons at games.
Imagine just sitting by that guy.
No.
That would hurt.
How would he not get punched in the face?
My wife would have... Yeah, I was saying my wife would have... We'd have to go to the other half of the stadium because I would raise a fuss.
How does he not get punched in the face?
Yeah.
Especially
in the CWS. And that's probably what it came to and why he was booted, you know, when they won it in 2019.
Vanderbilt.
People were just like fucking fed up with it. And at first, I think the CWS people were like doing what other people... doing what other stadiums do, and they were letting him do it, and they're like, you really can't do it. And then like the people from Omaha start speaking up, and then that's when the people are like, all right, let's go take this joker out.
Well, I will take one, Derek.
Yeah, this one's for you.
Oh, okay, thank you.
It's not a bud though.
What about the whole NC State controversy?
Oh yeah, COVID. They had a little bit of that variant. COVID.
Oh, you think it was the variant?
Allegedly,
Delta?
Saw it in a headline. Said Delta.
Yeah, that was what South Carolina player or something like that.
Yeah, a couple of them.
North.
NC State.
Right? That's North Carolina State?
North Carolina State.
Okay,
yeah.
that's what I thought. Thank you. What about... is it the variant?
It's the
Seriously.
variant.
No.
The Delta variant's made its way to
I mean,
Trash Talk
Not.
Omaha.
Actually, I went to the doctor's yesterday.
you've been coughing.
Yeah, I have a cold.
I just got over one of those. That was not cool.
Thanks
I
for
feel you.
telling
They
me,
said
guys.
everybody's getting it.
In the middle
I'm
of
good now.
summer, it's Delta.
Yeah. I have a kid, so now
Dude.
I get cold.
Dude,
Promise you, I just told you I went to the doctor already.
for your cough?
Yeah.
You have a water back there too, if you need it. It's my first time.
I don't have a paper towel for you.
Oh,
you need
you're
it.
gonna have to chug it.
Save them.
So, Derek, what's the next topic?
That got weird.
Or do we need to
Take that like a champ.
take a break?
Well, that got
Yep.
weird. Sorry about that.
Extra. That was your cough.
Did
That's
you
how
play it
loud
in
is.
reverse?
That's how loud it is. No, I just cut it off. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Derek,
Hello.
what is the next topic? The COVID variant. What is it?
Iowa or Nebraska?
Ooh.
Iowa.
We have not done this in a long
or
time.
Nebraska.
Yes.
The name of the game is Iowa or Nebraska. Derek reads a story. We pick. Did it happen in Iowa or Nebraska?
All right. First one's a little sad, but ironically so.
Extra point if you guess the city.
Authorities say a man has died after becoming stuck in a cattle farm manure tank.
Oh.
The fire chief told the local paper that the man was doing work in the tank when he got stuck. The chief said they did not have to call for backup, and volunteer firefighters were able to retrieve the man's body. Iowa or
A
Nebraska.
cow manure
I
tank.
call this one a shitty day at work.
But here, I got you.
Jesus. That is a shit
Got your
day.
rib shots here, buddy.
Shit day at work all day long.
Thanks,
I'm
Ryan.
going to go Nebraska.
Yeah, I mean the key word here: cattle farmer. So
There's
unless
cattle
you threw-
farms in Iowa.
Yeah,
With the
but
wind farm.
maybe that's the curveball you're throwing. But I'm still going to lean Nebraska. It's got to be Nebraska.
The curveball I'm throwing.
It's more of a slider, I feel like. He's trying to slide Iowa in here on us.
He has a breaking pitch, and I'm probably swinging on it.
I might switch. No, I'm sticking with my first gut reaction.
All right, you're both Nebraska. I mean, this guy's got a Nebraska hat
Sealed
on.
in, locked in.
Locked
Nebraska.
in.
I always have a
Signed, sealed, delivered.
Final answer. Give it to me, Regis.
Final answer.
It's the shitty state, Iowa.
Oh.
I knew it. See, I swung on a
Wah,
bunk pitch.
wah, wah.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, I have these clickers we could use to click in on podcasts.
Lane, 0. Ryan, 0.
You don't have to write 0. You just do tallies.
Just hit the zero.
And that was for round 1.
It was so bad he typed 0, guys.
How many rounds are there?
We got 5 rounds tonight.
Okay. No lightning round?
Gonna have to type 0 5
No.
times.
Can we get a daily double? You can double down on the city
Oh.
if you think you know the city.
No, so I had to look up the stories again. All right. Next story. Explosive dipping sauce. This just happened. A man was arrested this past Saturday after police say he threatened to blow up a McDonald's because the restaurant didn't include dipping sauce for his chicken McNuggets.
McDuggets?
McNuggets. I'm thinking of Dougie McBuckets from Creighton.
McDuggy.
Sergeant Corey Schneiden said 42-year-old Robert Goldwitzer Jr. called a McDonald's restaurant around 5:20 p.m. Saturday after discovering his order was incorrect. In the call, Goldwitzer allegedly threatened to blow up the restaurant and punch an employee. According to a criminal complaint, police called Goldwitzer at the phone number used to make the threat. Police said he admitted over the phone and later in an interview at the police department that he made the threats. He's been charged with a Class D felony for false report of explosive or incendiary device and was booked at the county jail. He was just released on bond
Wow.
Sunday. This man is back out in public.
What do you think, Ryan?
Iowa, Nebraska.
I'm going to lean Nebraska because we're dumb. Something like that.
Fuck.
Was that what you were exactly going to say?
I don't know exactly, though.
I thought Iowa was dumb. What do you mean? This is Iowa versus Nebraska. You're
both-
saying we're the dumb state?
We're both dumb. The
Kind
whole
of.
point of the game is to realize that we're both dumb, and it's hard to differentiate between the two of us. I'm going to say Iowa. Because they're dumb. Council Bluffs, Iowa.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
All right.
Iowa, Nebraska.
It was Iowa.
Yes. 1. Mark it up.
Lane 1-0.
Should we get a chalkboard in here for marking things up?
There you go.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
We'll talk about
Whiteboard, at least. I have that whiteboard.
All right.
1-0. Nebraska or Iowa?
So this next one is called Lazy Is as Lazy Does.
Okay.
Okay, Forrest.
A man who was in prison for neglecting his livestock has been charged in a new case after animal carcasses were found on his property. John Maas, 67, faced 10 felony animal cruelty and neglect charges after dead pigs and goats were found on his farm.
Definitely.
Maas was convicted of the same charges in 2011 after deputies found about 1,000 dead hogs on the property.
1,000 dead hogs?
About.
They estimated.
Dang.
Maas served more than a year
Are
in
you
prison
looking
for that
these
case.
up?
No.
Phone's down
I am
in the
owed-
middle of a game.
I'm 0 for 2, but
Oh, yeah, right.
so if I am, I'm not doing it right.
I think Nebraska.
I at first was thinking Nebraska. Like as you started that whole spiel, I was like, yeah, that's Nebraska. But I feel like this one's got to be Iowa.
Well, let me finish reading it then and I might sway your guys' opinions.
Okay, fair enough. So not a
Oh,
final
he wasn't even
answer.
done reading.
No, that
He's just throwing up.
that pesky throat.
So he had that previous case, served more than a year in prison, and paid $50,000 in fines. Cleanups is what it was called, cost. This is a quote. He really didn't have an excuse, was what the deputy said. He said he told us he just got lazy, quote unquote.
That's so Nebraska.
They had made periodic visits to his place, but they stopped making them back in like 2015, I believe, because everything seemed to be on the up and up. And this past time, they found more than 40 dead pigs and 15 dead goats, and the hogs were eating other dead hogs.
How do you even...
Gosh dang.
How do you even, like, continue having hogs if they're all dead?
Because you're not
How do you-
having them to sell, probably.
How do you... I don't know. You get dead animals around the other animals.
Nebraska or Iowa? That's the question.
Nebraska.
This isn't philosophy.
It's Nebraska.
This isn't philosophy 201 here, you know.
Because I took 101.
Yeah, fair enough.
We did cover animals.
I think I'm gonna definitely lean.
There it is.
I'm gonna lean on my initial gut
Of Iowa?
of Iowa.
All right.
So we got an Iowa from Ryan and a Nebraska from Lane.
It's
Is
probably
correct?
it's probably
It's the only way you
Nebraska,
can win
but-
is you have to go the opposite of what I have, you know?
Yeah, I know.
Or fall behind.
Yeah, pretty
So
much.
Ryan is right yet again in that he should have guessed the opposite of what he did.
Yeah, pretty much.
Lane 2, Ryan 0. Yes. Out of 3.
Told you I wasn't looking up the answers.
All right, you're
We're
right.
out
You're
of
right.
4.
I believe you now.
I was looking up
Round
things.
4. This is what it comes down to.
I was reading some news too.
If you can't make this one, you
Yeah.
can't do it.
Man, I can't believe I'm 0 for right now. This is bad.
It's Nebraska or
Get
Iowa,
it
man.
together, Hanson.
You just choose Nebraska or Iowa.
I know.
Is what takes
I
so
just
long.
haven't.
Is you have to look up which one it is because you don't even know.
No, I know.
You're about
I remember
to
now.
die over there.
All right. This one's called Spitting Truth or Just Plain Spitting. A man, this just happened too. A man convicted of assaulting and spitting on another man in a fight over how he was wearing his mask has been sentenced to 10 years in prison. The fight took place after a confrontation at a Visit for Less store in November. The man was convicted. The man who was convicted was Shane Wayne Michael, 42. He was approached by another customer, Mark Diney, and asked to put his mask above his nose. The exchange led to a fight in the parking lot between Mr. Michael and Mr. Diney. Mr. Michael was arrested and charged with willfully injury, which is a felony. The police and court documents outlined each man's version of the fight, and according to the Iowa... Damn it. Why did that pop up in there?
I think it's Iowa.
According to the Iowa Capitol Dispatch, Mr. Dining told the authorities that Mr. Michael had followed him outside of the store and began assaulting him, jabbing him in the eye repeatedly and kneeing him in the groin.
How about we try to guess where in Iowa? Since now we know it's Iowa.
He doesn't know where, though.
I can look it up real fast if you guys want to debate it.
Des Moines.
Yeah, I was thinking probably the 4 cities like Dubuque and
Ames,
out there,
way out there.
Like way far out east.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Cedar one.
Yeah, Cedar Rapids. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. What was your guys' guesses and final answers?
Des Moines.
Yeah, I was thinking more like eastern Iowa.
It's Des Moines.
Man, good job, man. Who's looking up the news here? I feel like you guys like figured these out.
No, I'm just really good at figuring out who's from Nebraska and who's from Iowa.
Good job on you.
Fucking criminals.
I guess that's what you.
He doesn't have a kinship with them. He just understands them.
Maybe
I know their ways.
because you went to Wayne State, maybe out there in the country. So you
I know
understand
my
the country
Nebraska
ways.
roots, so I can tell who's an
exactly.
Iowan idiot for sure.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Just out there wandering
I
around.
didn't just go to Wayne State. I'm from the country. Like,
Fair sure. Okay, for sure.
I mean, his elementary school experience took place in an outhouse.
one room schoolhouse.
Whoa.
It's an outhouse.
So yeah,
Western Nebraska or North?
Nah.
Not that we need to get into that. A little
It
bit,
wasn't
but-
one room. It's
Okay.
2 rooms.
It was 2.
With the other room is the bathroom.
No, we had separate bathrooms.
So 3 rooms.
There was just snakes everywhere.
snakes.
See?
Yeah.
It's like, there's a snake in my boot.
No, it was just snakes in the bathroom.
Reach for the
All
sky.
right, we'll call that 3-1. All right, guys.
Game over.
Calm down here. Just calm down.
We're gonna go through this last one, and I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll throw that last 3 out, and this one is money.
Well, this is all the marbles.
This takes the marbles, so you better get it right. But I get a guess for
we
you.
like playing a pickup game. We're like, all right, finally. All right, next one wins.
Yeah,
I know
exactly.
you guys have scored like 19 to our 2, but if we score, we win.
I know I've already won, but I want to win again.
Yeah,
essentially.
Exactly. All right, got you.
All right. Dripping with mayo.
Ooh,
This even comes with a video.
this is
Even
tough.
sounds
this one's
like Nebraska.
tough.
It sounds like Nebraska.
No, I don't think
so
it
bad.
sounds.
Because it's mayo.
Maybe that's why I'm over, because it's not.
It's not that easy.
Well, I don't know
It's
why
not
you quit
either.
going with your gut at this point.
Yeah, I should stop.
All right. Dripping with mayo. Nicholas Walker, 21, recently won Kraft Foods National Mayo Endorsement, quote unquote, challenge. Contestants were asked to post a video about their love for mayonnaise on Instagram or Twitter using the hashtag Kraft Mayo Endorsement and hashtag contest as part of his prize. Walker won bragging rights and $10,000. Billboards touting his win were placed in various U.S. cities, such as a couple local areas from where he's from. Quote from him, "A dry sandwich is gross," said Walker, who loves a good egg salad sandwich. "It has no mayo on it to be good, or it has to have mayo on it to be good." As a hobby, he live streams on social media site Twitch and often has been referred to as quote unquote Mayo Boy because of a mispronunciation of his Twitch username, which is capital M-E-N, capital A-C, and a 3. It's kind of like menace. It's kind of what it
Menace.
looks like. I think it's supposed to be menace. But a bunch of people, because of the way he capitalized stuff, they were calling him menace, which sounds like mayonnaise. And one day he was venting on his live stream saying, "I'm not a jar of mayonnaise." And then people started calling him Mayo Boy. So that's his nickname. And he just won the Kraft Challenge, posting a video about his love for mayonnaise. And incidentally, his nickname is Mayo Boy.
So
I think, which came first, the mayo or the boy in this case? Because it sure seems like the mayo created the boy.
yeah,
Yeah.
So the video that he made with his friends,
He has friends.
yeah,
I
so
doubt it.
Like all two of them. They were there.
Are we trying to decide
Were they neighbors?
where Mayo Kid is from? This pasty ass.
Did they do
mayonnaise
it?
kid?
Well,
Are they
this
online?
might help you too.
Are they game online friends? So they're technically like
No,
one's
no,
from
these are like
Sweden,
people that live
twitching.
near
the
He
other one is-
twitches though.
So these are some actual like in-person friends.
Oh, okay.
No way.
Yeah.
So I was like,
So-
nowadays you could be in 3 different countries and be friends and make videos.
See, he wasn't even aware of this. His friends actually brought this to his attention, the competition through Kraft, and encouraged him to enter. So this is what he said. He said, I have 2 friends who make music, and I asked them to help me make a rap song for the contest. The song is called Drippin' with Mayo. From there, people could vote via social media for their favorite entry. On his live stream, he encouraged everybody that he knew to vote and blah, blah, blah. He did say on his live streams that if he won, he would take a bath in mayo. And about 2 weeks later, he had to do that. And now he also has to eat a jar of mayonnaise as well.
Like by itself?
Yes.
It's disgusting.
Fuck off.
So when the money comes in was one of his last quotes. When the money comes in, I'm going to buy a pool and fill it with mayo for that bath.
What an idiot.
Yeah, he's going to smell so bad.
You know what Garfield
Iowa
used to say?
or Nebraska?
He needs to be dragged out in the street and shot. Like, yeah.
We can watch the video. It's only 2 minutes long.
Cat
Yeah,
said
Garfield the
that.
cat used to say that in the cartoons.
What?
In the comics. Whoever invented Mondays should be dragged out into the street and shot.
Whoever
That's
invented a
Garfield.
Mayo fucking pool
Yeah.
should be shot as well.
Whoever puts mayo in their pool should be dragged out in the street and shot.
Like, how much money is he getting from this Mayo?
$10,000.
$10,000.
That he's putting into mayo?
And he's gonna buy a pool and fill it with mayo.
He probably won't spend all that $10K, but still dumb.
I'm sure it's a little cheap, like $20
I
No,
mean-
just
kiddie
like
pool,
thinking
but-
about like the cleanup.
I mean, the TikToks will be off the chain, but
Oh,
like,
yeah.
what, for a day? Like, you spend that much money, and then it's like, now what? Now you got to scoop
Oh,
all
I'm
that
sure
shit out.
Kraft is like, hey, if you can milk this and keep putting videos and tagging us on it, we'll feed you a little bit of extra money.
Yeah, he's,
Maybe
he's
you
the
should-
new
He's the new
sponsor.
mayo guy. He
How,
said
how
that.
old is this
Or
kid?
send a mayo cleaning company, because, you know, they probably have a team.
For hazmat suits and shit. I like mayo. Okay, so I'm not
Shit's
trying to
gonna
diss not
spoil
that much,
faster
but
than-
I'm not trying to eat a spoonful of mayo.
Do you think I had mayo on my sandwich? You probably know the
I
answer.
know the answer.
No.
I did not. I hate mayo. Mayo
I
boy disgusts
I
me.
saw Italian meats, and Italian meats don't require mayonnaise,
No.
in my
Oh,
opinion.
they make it better.
You-
can make it better.
Maybe some oil and vinegar or something.
Yeah, so you had like pepperoni, salami.
I didn't have no
capicola
salami, just
on there.
pepperoni and ham.
Okay, so
It was,
yeah, like
Virginia ham.
brown mustard, right?
No.
What?
No, wait, my
You
sandwich
eat
is
that
dry.
shit
Little
we're
spicy.
dry?
I'll even throw spinach
Dry like
on
your
there and
pussy?
eat it.
Yeah,
He
that's what
likes
you like
it
it?
fucking dry, man.
Jesus, man.
An old raggedy pussy. Fucking just got over here.
Just ram it in there. Hope it goes down all the way.
Yeah.
I wash it down with a nice fresh Budweiser.
You watched
that's
him.
fair.
You watched him eat it though with no problem. He didn't need any fucking
Yeah.
moisture in
Oh, the
that.
finger looking good.
I mean, it's probably really good, but I mean, not even a little mustard, or maybe a little olive oil,
Oh,
like you said, a little
light,
oil
a
and vinegar.
light
I hate
smear.
vinegar.
Oh, shit.
A light smear.
I've just seen people
of
do it, it
mayonnaise.
makes
Just,
sense.
you don't need much. You just need a little for that bread. Just a little bit
Yeah.
of mayonnaise on that bread. That's all you need.
Man, when I was a kid, though, I was one of those fucking heavy Nebraskans. Not to get off topic because we're doing Iowa versus Nebraska,
I
but
think
I
that
was
was the
one of
last
those
one.
Nebraska's kids where when I went to Subway and they're like, "Do you want any mayonnaise?" And I kept telling them to keep going as
Yeah,
they
just go.
they went
Go
down
all
and back,
over.
and I was like, "More, down and back, one more." Thank you.
Wow, that's too much. They already do that. They go like three
Right.
times.
But I would make them because I apparently loved mayonnaise that much. Now
I did love
now
Subway
I
as a
can't do
kid.
that anymore. I can't like now I've almost totally reversed where I mean I put mayonnaise on my hamburgers now like with ketchup and mustard.
Yeah. Yeah, a little
I've been
fancy
doing
sauce.
that. Yeah, so
Fancy.
but I don't
At Amsterdam
typically
yesterday,
mayonnaise my
mayo
my
ketchup.
loose meat sandwiches now. Like like if I do a ham and turkey or something like that, it's just
Really?
brown mustard
Yeah,
and whatever
I put
cheese.
mayonnaise every day on my sandwich every day in the mornings.
Probably two sides, both
Of course.
both breads.
Well, no, I do mayonnaise on one, spicy brown mustard on the
Okay,
other
there
side.
you go. That's pretty dope.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter.
I
what
know
kind
people that'll do it.
It
on
doesn't
both
even
sides.
matter what kind of or what kind of meat I'm putting in my sandwich.
Yeah.
It's mayonnaise and mustard.
Spicy brown though, it's the way to go.
Yeah, yeah.
You can
Fuck
mit-
French.
You can miss me with that Dijon shit. It's all right.
Sometimes.
but with the right sandwich, like spicier. I can eat
the
I
right
can eat,
bread, the right bread,
and the
is
right
what you
bread
need.
too. But like the right meats too make it. Like I can't do that in a turkey sandwich for some reason. I gotta have something a little spicier.
That's just the great thing about sandwiches is like everything adds to the sandwich.
If I get an Italian sandwich, something similar to what you're doing, pepperoni, salami, capicola, ham, or whatnot.
Oh yeah, capicola is awesome.
I would probably then maybe entertain some Dijon if there was no brown mustard.
So I'm not a mayo
little.
fan. I don't do ketchup on sandwiches, but
Fuck
mustard's
Ketchup.
not bad. Like I
You
don't
have
mind
ketchup.
mustard.
You have
Tomato
mustard in
smoothie?
your fridge.
Yeah, tomato smoothie's gross.
You have mustard in your fridge.
No, I have one little tiny packet of ketchup.
That they gave you when you said no.
Yeah,
But you
Do you
kept
want any
it.
ketchup?
But
No.
he kept it.
And then
But he kept
you
it.
get it
People ask.
anyway. Yeah.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
want some ketchup?
Yeah, I got one pack.
Hey, I got one packet. You're special, pal. Take it.
You ever notice that packet tastes different than what's in the bottle too?
Oh no, yeah, 'cause
Always.
it's like 2 years old probably.
Always. I've always wanted that like taste test. You have the like keep brand specific too. So you get the Hunt's ketchup packets, then get a bottle of Hunt's. They don't taste the same. If you taste test, it's weird.
And even if you know, but if you don't know, I don't know. I've always known.
Yeah, I guess
The
when I
full blind
I
test.
didn't blind test. Yeah, that's what I should have done. I've been doing that with whiskeys, but not my ketchups.
Well, it's
I mean-
just ketchup, man.
Yeah, it is just ketchup.
It's just
Fuck
ketchup. So anyway, I think the Mayo Kid is from Iowa.
Yeah, definitely from Iowa.
That is. And the last one for winner take all. You both answered the same.
Oh, well, I answered Iowa first. So
He did, but what if I also thought? I mean, I'll go ahead and guess Nebraska so we can be different. But at the same time, I kind of thought it was Iowa.
Well, that just feels like a big
This is-
inflated boner.
This
Well, Lane, congratulations. You're looking at the next champion, Ryan Hansen.
Fuck that.
yeah. I want to pick up match. There we go.
Good game, sir.
Good game.
Where
This
the
happened in, any guesses?
what Kearney?
Carney is your final answer. Carney. Carney that sounds like somebody says, yeah, my sister's dating an actual Carney.
Right.
It's got to be Western Nebraska.
I'm gonna go with North Platte.
North Platte.
Lincoln.
That's not Western Nebraska.
I'm sticking with final answer of Kearney.
Carney. Okay. Bellevue.
Oh fuck
Womp.
this kid.
This
Really?
guy's going to, I think UNO is a senior, and he hopes to be a math teacher at Bellevue East, which is where he graduated from.
I hope people throw mayonnaise at him.
I'm sure
Instead
he'll
of
probably
apples,
go across
he's
the
always given
stage
mayo.
in a tub of mayo, have it filmed, and hashtag it to craft and make a couple 100,000.
That could be his
Maybe.
Halloween costume. He can make himself like the barrel man from the.
Are you a
Denver
cum
Broncos.
stain?
Right.
No, I'm mayo boy.
You could do that too. Yeah.
Honestly, though, if you were in that school with fucking mayonnaise kid was there, would you not like, hey, you like this, and just like squeeze it on him all the time?
Yeah. Hashtag craft.
Yeah.
I think craft just took a crap all over you.
I mean, this kid's gonna get picked on, right? Being the Mayo kid.
it sounds like you would pick on him.
Sounds like an episode of like Doug.
Funny.
Doug Funny.
That's funny.
Because
as
it's
fuck.
Patty Mayonnaise.
Well, just because this sounds like some Roger Klotz shit that you're doing here right now.
I guess. I don't know.
Beat it, funny.
That's pretty good.
Skeeter.
Well, I
Yeah,
mean,
no,
I don't know. You called your name is Mayo Kid. Maybe he needs to start his OnlyFans. Just like pouring mayo. All
What
over
was the
himself.
song he sang about Patty Mayonnaise? Whoa, you're the
Oh man.
ketchup on my burger, or
Yeah,
something like
it's
that.
something like that. Yeah. It's like you're the thing to my thing, and like you're the beat to my salad, or something like that. Like yeah, it's just that's it. Oh, and then that too.
No, I know OEO.
Yeah.
Killer tofu.
Jungle I was thinking,
Killer tofu.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's the
Killer
beats.
Tofu, the
That's
beats.
the beats.
Yeah, there's that one.
God, what was the opening like? Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
I don't even know that.
His dad was in the band The Fuzz.
Right.
Anyway, so well done with Nebraska and Iowa. What is the next topic, Derek?
Okay, kind of topical with my coughing this evening.
Weed.
Nebraska is ending COVID-19 reporting.
Oh yeah, I did
Yeah.
hear that. Because there's only been a few small amounts.
Yeah, now you're only dealing with folks that are
Yeah.
not vaccinated.
So here's some things to point out about it.
the rest of us.
I hardly see people with masks on at all nowadays. I feel like the last couple of weeks, no one's had a mask on.
I see maybe one or two people, like when I go to Fairway or if I go to Hy-Vee.
Yeah.
Like, I'm maybe only seeing like 1 to 5 people now wearing a mask, and good for them. Please, I mean, by all means.
Since I've had my cold, I have been wearing a mask in public.
That's neat. Good on you, mate. Hey, maybe it'll be a normal thing now. Like when people are sick, they'll just not feel weird about wearing a mask. It's like I had to do it for a fucking year, so
Yeah.
I'm sick.
True.
I'm not gonna go do it.
Probably not though.
Because I don't know about anyone else. I bought like the 100 shot of masks because you shouldn't wear them more than like 4 days if you're wearing them all the time.
So you just have a whole bunch of disposable
So
masks.
I just now that we don't have to wear masks, I probably still have like 60.
I feel like I've gone into a lot of businesses for work or other reasons, and they're like, "Do you have a mask?" I'm like, "Nope." And they're like, "Okay, we have plenty. Here you go." You know.
Oh, yeah. There's that.
And then it's the great part about like, yeah, I didn't wear a mask.
She's like,
in,
"Do you have a
so-
softer one? This one itches my butthole."
But it was just so dumb because it's like, oh, I'm already in here without a mask. Why do I need to put this on? Okay,
I made it this
whatever.
far.
Yeah,
made it.
okay. You're not wearing a mask, but I have to put one on. Okay, because I've been to
still
places like that.
But I still see a lot of businesses like the employees are wearing masks.
Well, that's the thing. I've been to places where the employees aren't wearing masks, but they make us wear a mask, and it's like, okay,
That's weird.
Like every
Cool,
business
thanks.
in Blair, by the way, Blair, Nebraska. Like
Yeah.
I've gone into, like it'll say wear a mask, and like no one inside, employee or customer, are wearing one. Like
Yeah.
small town,
pretty much.
a little bit.
At least they had it on the door. At least they tried.
Yeah, I mean, they were like, "Hey, wear one if you want to."
We recommend you do it. We're not
Jeff
gonna-
Foxworthy joke. If you want to, you can wear one.
Here's your sign.
Here.
I'll take that.
Is that it? Was like a recent joke of his or something?
No, what? No, that's like original.
Old. Okay,
like,
I didn't know if he had
because
made a comeback and made
he used to
COVID
make
jokes.
Jeff Foxworthy.
Yeah.
Oh no, he used to like back in the when I gave a shit about that stuff. Like he had like his first bit on his first stand up was like redneck words. Mm-hmm. Like
I remember that.
European on my
Yup.
boots.
Yeah.
Yount to it was one of them. And his
Which did you was a good one.
Yeah, which did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't bring that. Which did you? Yeah.
No, it's yeah, you didn't bring your knife with you, did you?
Yeah. Yeah.
There's something about like poppy seedus.
I don't know about that one. Sounds made up.
No,
You fucked it up.
seriously remember listening to a
Poppy seed?
Jeff Foxworthy tape.
Yes,
as a
that's
kid.
where that joke actually came from. It was a tape that someone bought me for Christmas once.
Yeah, because he's been around for that long.
Yeah. My dad was a fan, so it was probably my dad.
Nice.
I have it on DVD.
No, you don't. White collar comedy.
I think it was actually older than that. I had it before I even
White
started
collar?
college.
There's blue collar, isn't
yeah,
it?
it's the blue
Is
collar,
it blue
yeah.
collar? Okay.
Yeah, because redneck.
Yeah, this
Fuck,
is
man,
like
it's
just
been so long
him.
since I've seen it.
Yeah. I have the
That was
Larry
the
Cable
shit
Guy.
though for like a couple of years.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
might
that
be a
made-
redneck.
That shit-
Everyone had to have that DVD.
Yeah.
Like,
Made Larry the Cable Guy famous.
I feel like he was pretty famous at that moment, but
Wow.
that skyrocketed. Him and Ron White.
Ron White, and then the one that's still escaping me, Bill.
Engvall?
Thank you,
Yeah.
thank you, Bill Engvall. He's the one that was the here's your sign guy.
I thought that was Foxworthy.
No, here's your sign is Bill Engvall.
Oh shit! All right.
Is it Pet Smart or is it Pet Smart?
Right.
Here's your sign. What's the next topic?
Oh, well, to close out the vax stuff, so as of this past yesterday, the state reported 2,261 deaths related to COVID-19 and a total of 224,488 positive cases.
From a year ago.
Since the pandemic
Yeah.
began. Douglas County health officials confirmed Wednesday as well that a member of the North Carolina State baseball team had the Delta variant of COVID-19. Here is Douglas County vax data so far. Douglas County has reported Wednesday that nearly every resident above the age of 65 has had at least one dose of COVID-19. But for all ages 18 and up, that entire group, just 67.8% of the current Douglas County population has at least one vaccine dose. And Douglas County also reported 22 new positive COVID-19 cases on Wednesday, just over the previous day. 13 people have been hospitalized that same day, with 7 being treated for intensive care. So I think the worry is what might happen with the Delta variant, but I think overall we're still trending down.
Right.
Yeah. Well, we also just had,
Although we just had a huge uptick since
some pockets
the day
are
before.
having a.
we had the
uptick,
College
yeah.
World
that's
Series.
all just Douglas County, everything I read, but
We had the College World Series going on.
Yeah.
yep, it's true.
I feel like there's got to be an uptick from that. People going into the.
Sure.
But I mean, a lot of people have the vaccine in Omaha. I feel like too. You know.
For the most part, I know some people that haven't, and I mean, good
I do
for
too.
them.
I do too. But
I do feel like you're right. Like the majority of people that I know have done it. Even folks that I didn't think would, for the same reasons the other folks who haven't have. You know,
exactly.
like
they still have.
but they
though.
still went, and I was like, good on you.
And because everyone just wants to get back to normal, right?
Yeah. And people didn't, and they waited. Like most, like myself, like I waited for the up or down tick of people dying. You know, whether it would be related to something like the vaccination or
Lung
actual
blood
COVID.
clots and all that shit that happened.
Yeah.
That was very
But then-
few people. It was
but
less
yeah,
than
and then
1%.
there was
It was
another.
pregnant ladies. I thought
Yeah, I was
too.
gonna say,
Yeah, I
if
think it was
that's
only like
the
6
one, it was
people or
just-
something. This happened.
You
in-
just like when you buy a new car that just came out, don't be the first person to go out and buy it. There's going to be some bugs, and like with the
Any
vaccination,
new model,
that,
you know, wait 2 or 3
took
years.
16, 18 months to be made. So I mean, like, there's going to be people that are going to run to the door to get it. Let them go run to the door to get it, and if everything's cool, like I did, jumped in there and did it.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I don't know. I have to see the data on where like Nebraska sits with other states. But I've heard other states have reached herd immunity a while ago because there's just like also
The ones
so
that
few
were
of
more-
people there too.
Yeah.
Like-
You're not getting that from New York, probably.
No, definitely not. I mean, I know Biden missed his goal of by July 4th or by July
Yeah.
70% or whatever.
But there's multiple
that sounds
factors.
like
But
it.
there are multiple factors into that.
It's
like,
children. Children's a big thing.
I don't think it's a
Ethnicity,
matter of
too, is kind of a thing,
availability.
too.
People just aren't signing up.
I haven't heard any stories about like vaccines going to waste at all, though.
No, but some people just, and there's just some cultures too here. That
So I don't know
interested in
how much
messing with
waste there is, but my sister-in-law runs one of the distribution things at a hospital out in Papillion, and she said any leftovers they have, they just try to go out to like a baker's and just shut up shop before they expire, and we're just like wait for one shot, just like do it right there on site.
It's perfect.
Mm-hmm. She also helps out like when they do like the yearly like fall time like flu vaccines and shit. She said they go to like haunted houses and stuff, even and like do vaccines that people want.
Hmm. Yeah, whatever it takes, man. People need to get vaccinated. That's for sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Next story.
So
Next.
this is a little bit more of a fun story. Baseball, as of this past Monday, is now more heavily enforcing the no sticky substances rules. So being way more strict about it.
What?
Yeah.
Sticky
So now we've had a couple
substances.
instances since Monday where
In pro.
well, you know, like they put like the
Yeah,
resin
Major
or
League
the tar shit, you know.
Well,
helps
yeah,
them-
in the 50s.
Some people
Well, they've
have
been
been
doing that for a
mixing
long
like
time.
sunscreen and rosin for.
Yeah.
Really?
extra
I'm
grip.
sure. Right? Where do they put it, though, is the question. In their
Like on the top of their ball cap and back of the glove, even on the inside of their pants.
Yep.
You got something in a pocket.
Don't they check that shit on pitchers?
They have been now. It's been really lax. Like the rules always been in place, right? Like this isn't like new, right? But just no one's ever bothered to go up to a pitcher and be like, "What you got?"
Is that,
there was
is that
the spit-
Vaseline in your
There was
pocket?
the spitball crisis of the 50s,
Yeah.
like that they squashed eventually. But like, I mean, no one outside of like checking bats for pine tar, they never really checked pitchers much, unless they saw like actual fucking shit.
Yeah,
on
can't
a
you
baseball
tell on the ball?
with like stick 'em, what
What?
shit that you never heard of stick 'em, like There's like a sticky substance that football players used, and
to catch the ball.
Yeah, like there was one player for the Raiders that was like wicked, like covered in stickum head to toe, and he would just like clap, and his hands were sticky. Like, so baseball players, but baseball players had it. Like pitchers had that shit too, just not caked all over them. Like he said, in their hat, in their belt strap, in their hat. You know, like they just have a glob of it sitting there, and unless you made it obvious, like they never checked you. But with this whole debacle, like that,
they've had players now like unbuckling their pants and unbuttoning their shirts and shit.
Was it last week? They actually
well, this just
on the mound
this past Monday.
On the mound,
right? But they've kicked out. They've already ejected one pitcher for sticky substance, if I recall.
I hadn't read anything about that, but there was like a big event was Joe Girardi. He's the manager right now for the Nationals.
Yeah.
Or no, sorry. I don't remember who he coaches for.
He used to be the Yankees.
Yeah. But Max Scherzer, the pitcher for the Nationals, he's the one that was like, he got checked every inning or 3 times in the first 4 innings. And the third time it happened, Girardi was like requesting it personally. And Scherzer was kind of like, what the fuck? And so he starts unbuckling his pants. Girardi's yelling all this stuff, starts coming out of the dugout, and he got thrown out of the game. Yeah.
Hector Santiago from the Seattle Mariners banned 10 games for foreign substance.
Wow.
10 games.
What do you think it was?
He was possessing a foreign substance on his glove when umpires checked him.
Cocaine.
As he left the... Hey, man, it's a hell of a drug. The first player to face discipline in Major League Baseball, though.
Wow. Ever?
For this, so far, yeah.
Wow.
With the stepped-up enforcement, anyway.
So I was reading about one of the players, I think it was his name Chris Bryant, I believe, for the Cubs. He said that originally a lot of players, including himself, were like not in agreement with the enforcement of this rule because they're like, oh, it gives the pitchers more control, so they're not going to beat us with balls and
some
stuff.
Some of that's some truth. I mean,
I think
you
to
got
a degree,
people that sweat more than others, depending on how, and it doesn't matter how hot it is. Like there's people out there that it could be 60 degrees and nice, but as soon as they throw twice, they're beating down their face. You know what I mean? Like that's their body. So I can kind of see where those people are like, bro, I need something, otherwise I'm hitting people in the ear hole every time. You know.
But
wait, they need this.
He said Simpson though.
Yeah, because of
the sweat on their hand.
Because wiping their hand on their jersey or pants, anything like that, to try to get that condensation off, like they can't do it because they're just so fucking sweaty. And,
I get that.
I mean, if it's 100 degrees, I get it, but I mean, there's got to be some form of resolution because at the end of the day, it's about player safety too. I mean, yeah, it's probably not fair because some people are because it's a tricky line because you have guys that they're just trying to do their job well.
They've always used this one substance on their glove,
whether it be and rosin bags have always been a thing. You always see a rosin bag at the plate, and that's to help dry your hands out, which is supposed to be it.
Chalk bag.
Yeah, but people have taken it to a next step where they'll like spray a bunch of sunscreen up on their hat lid, then they'll wipe that, do a little rosin, and that really helps
tack it
up a bit. But the other side of it is you're getting some wicked action on some balls that you wouldn't probably normally be. You wouldn't get a plate to plate slider or and tip to tip slider, without the sticky substance. But now this dude's doing it, so that's not cool. So it's a tricky line that they've got to figure out.
All right. According to Chris Bryant, he's kind of like, at first he wasn't in favor, and he said since then he's like, yeah, I'm in favor, and. He didn't say it directly, but he was kind of seemed to hint at like, yeah, we're hitting better.
But at the same time, you know what? You're at least going to expect some action on the ball as a batter. Then you're probably, to be fair, there's a really good point in, feeling a little bit safer that this dude's like, well, his hands might be sweaty. That ball might be coming at me like in the face instead. When someone throws a curve and that thing loops out and then doesn't come back, that's what they're afraid of. So. I get it. Yeah, maybe they should just allow it and then just keep it within reason. Like you're not allowed to have stickum, but maybe
here's
have rosin. Here's the approved thing that you can
Vaseline,
use. You can't use anything else but this.
And they leave it at the mound.
Yeah, I feel like this is how you get in front of it. Bring a product in that works to a pitcher's delight, but isn't like something that's gonna tack up a ball. You know what I mean? Where the catcher catches it and it sticks to their finger as they're trying to throw it away. Like not that shit.
Yeah, I mean they probably can't even find that substance. That's probably
I'm sure you can.
Yeah. It would just take some experimenting. The whatever, they got money, they can figure it out.
Yeah, in the end, they have fucking monies. That's right.
Well,
yeah.
Do you think they do that in college too?
Oh yeah.
The thing is, I was wondering.
It's probably not as enforced though.
Like clearly,
because you didn't hear about it during the CWS.
A pitcher has to like practice with that stuff, right? Like they have to be.
Ideally,
they have to be familiar enough to know where to put this substance at to get it to do what I want.
They've talked about it with their teammates. Where do you put? I'm going to put it right here. This didn't work last time. Maybe I'll try it on my belt loop this time.
I mean, I don't even know why you would talk to other pitchers. Essentially,
well, they're teammates. You know what I mean? Yeah, their teammates are other pitchers. Yeah, because you got a bullpen of pitchers, so there's probably like 7 to 8 pitchers.
Well, there's probably
on a college team.
Pitching manager, right?
In college, there's only 2 coaches on staff.
Really? So
like the Huskers is Will Bolt, and then a dude whose name escapes me. He's the assistant coach, but he works with the pitchers, and that's it. That is it.
I don't know if I realized that, but still, then in the professionals, they have pitching coaches. Don't they?
They've got a bit.
That's
more
where you learn your sticky substance.
You hone your deal, and even in AAA, AA, single A, you still have
minors.
A team of coach.
Do you think the storm chasers are sticky substance in you?
They'll stick something in you.
If you're not cheating, you're not trying.
The thing is, who's monitoring minor leagues?
Well, this is an MLB thing they're enforcing. So
probably no one.
Yeah,
because it's the major league where it's the biggest stink.
Yeah, who cares about minors? Who cares if the storm chasers are using Vaseline?
No, I hope not. That shit's coming right at someone's fucking temple.
Vaseline.
She uses. She don't use jelly. She don't use cheese. She don't use mayo or any of these.
What does she use?
She uses Vaseline.
All right. Well,
nice work.
Good for the pitchers or pro sports. I don't know. What are we?
I mean,
this is another rule.
Good for the hitters.
Just another rule. Good for the hitters. You're right.
I feel like it's definitely an advantage for the hitters at that point. Yeah, a pitcher's gonna have more control, but then a pitcher knows, like, if it's gonna break, it's gonna have action. I don't have to worry about it slipping, or not.
Yeah.
These guys are some of the best at what they do. I doubt you're gonna have a problem with people getting beamed with more balls than happen now.
You still see it. I mean,
you see it now. It still happens. So
I watched the Orioles game the other day and watched a dude take one in the jaw. That shit was scary.
Yeah.
Like. Yeah, that pitch just didn't. You could tell he tried to throw a curveball, and it just never dipped.
Wow!
And it went 78 or 80 miles right at this dude's head.
Jesus!
Yeah,
just threw a ball straight. At least it
wasn't.
Head.
At least it wasn't a fastball. I mean, if he was really trying to throw a 90, smoker, and then
some of those guys now, if you're not throwing like 95, 96 or harder, you have no business being the MLB.
Yeah.
The show. As it were.
I mean, your arm moves at that same speed, but they
have to start swinging as he's like getting ready to throw. You have to start your swing.
Well, you got to know some of those guys, man. The game slows down for them so much. As soon as that pitcher's hand comes over the top, some of them can see the position of the fingers, so they know because they've seen it so much.
If you're looking for it, exactly.
Okay, this looks like it in that split second moment. You're like, it just looks like a breaking pitch in some fashion. So you can kind of at that point guess where you're
turn your wrists in just a little bit.
You can flatten your swing out to just slap it out to opposite field or something. Because some of those guys can just do that. They just know it's coming. They're like slap, and it goes opposite field right in the hole. It's like fucking Rain Man.
I think the trick is to not even think about it in the moment.
True.
You just do it. You
see it enough. Then it just becomes just do it.
Just do it. Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
That's how it's been for drums for me, man. Like, to put it to something I relate to.
Just get into the zone.
You just eventually, once you've done it and do it, man, then you don't have to think about it.
What's the next topic?
Conan O'Brien signs off for the last time.
What the fuck is that about?
Again,
I don't blame him.
tired.
I don't blame him.
Hey, he's just He's probably going to jump in the podcast realm, I imagine.
No, he's been doing podcasts
He's had
forever.
one
I listen to
forever.
him all the time.
Oh, okay.
He's supposed to reemerge.
Conan Needs a Friend.
He's supposed to
really
reemerge on HBO in some
No
form
shit.
of show.
HBO,
or
huh?
something.
That's
I watched
thought.
Will Ferrell send him off a couple nights ago. That shit was funny. Because he talked about, like, he's like, I'm going to do a couple takes where I'm going to, because Will Ferrell's shown up to every last episode Will Ferrell's been on it. So, like, when he left
Or
the
last
Tonight
episode
Show,
of the season? Or
last episode before he left, like,
Of his show.
the late night show. So when he was doing that, Will Ferrell came on and bid him a goodbye on that night.
And then on the
when he
Tonight
left the
Show-
Tonight Show, rather abruptly, side note, but like when he left the Tonight Show, Will Ferrell was on there too. And so, like, yeah, I watched a video of Will Ferrell signing him off for Conan, and he was just like, I'm gonna go ahead and record like 3 for the next like 3 projects you do. That way you could just like, you can have me and I won't need to be here. And like one of them was, yeah, I wanted to thank you, for bringing, you had an incredible run on HBO Plus. And it was funny because it's HBO now, but anyway, and then he did another thing where he's like, yeah, I wanted to say you did a really good job here on MTV3 with your reality show. Yeah, like,
Man, I love Conan.
yeah,
He's
a gem.
He got screwed on the Tonight Show.
He did
Yeah.
get fucking screwed.
Fucking Jay Leno.
I did love his skits though when he was on TNT, where he'd always bring in like the guy acting like Ted Turner riding that stuffed buffalo, like, yeah, Conan.
That shit was funny.
Yippee-ki-yay or whatever.
And his old stuff was the best.
Yeah,
I
from
always
the
loved
light- I always on purpose stayed up past Jay just to watch Conan.
I would
because
watch
he-
David
In
Letterman.
that same
and then
closet,
switch
I
over to
believe, I have a
Conan.
drawing of him. I did a caricature in high school as well.
Oh fuck! I do remember seeing that as well.
I-
Just pulling out all your old art.
I watched Letterman like late. Like I wish I would have gotten into him earlier. 'Cause,
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
You guys ever get into the year 2000 sketch?
that was funny with
Year
him and Andy.
2000.
With him and Andy.
Oh, him and Andy Richter's the best one. He's done it
It
with
was
Jack
like
Black.
98 or 99 when they were doing it.
They were still doing it in like 2003, I think, every once in
Yeah,
a while.
I think so.
I don't know if I know what you're talking about.
They would
What-
dim the lights.
did the
and then
last
have
flashlight of their
flashlights.
chin. They had this like bell-looking collars on. It's just I'm gonna
From the
guess
future.
quasi-futuristic.
Yeah.
And then they had this guy in a mic that just like in between each little skit thing they do, he'd just be in the year 2000, and then Conan would come in. In the year 2000, everyone will be eating bacon through their nose because, and then just have some line to it, and they would just go back and forth ping ponging for a bit, and yeah, they were just stupid
That
funny.
was a skit. Yeah, they were always pretty funny.
I do remember this now that you mention it.
Oh, I think one of my favorite ones was in the year 2000, and which is even funnier because they've won World Series since then. The Cubs and the Boston Red Sox will meet in the World Series in Section 3A while the New York Yankees battle the Braves.
Everyone is like sad that Conan's leaving, but what about Andy?
Yeah,
He's like he never
Andy-
gets any like credit.
Everyone's like, "Bye, Conan. You're so great."
You guys
And then
remember the-
Andy
the
sits
Richter
there and
show?
listens to that didn't work.
The what?
The Andy Richter show.
Yeah,
Oh, I do remember that. Yeah,
I watched it when
very
I tried.
briefly.
it came out.
I probably didn't have the sense of humor for it.
It's just too
I don't
late
think.
night.
There
That too.
was a scene that I will forever remember where I think it was Andy Richter's boss. In one of the episodes, he's going through one of those monologue things, and they're visually like showing snapshots of his boss as he describes all these different things that's happened. And he says, and there's that weird thing he does when he hears an infant cry, and it cuts to him at like a work presentation on the board, like, okay, this is what's going to happen. In the background, some lady walks by and you hear a baby cry, and all of a sudden his nipples start like leaking massively.
That's what you remember.
That's all I remember from the Andy Richter show.
That's a pretty memorable moment, man. A man's nipples leaking.
I mean, I don't remember anything from
When he
this,
hears
so-
only when he hears a baby cry.
It's ridiculous.
Well, goodbye to Andy and Cohen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
gonna miss Conan.
Yeah, his like remotes were always the funniest. I thought when he'd go to Japan.
Oh, when he'd go
and
talk
fuck-
to people.
Yeah.
That shit was.
Because he was just like a people person. I felt like, or he would do the Uber for the first time. I remember with Ice Cube and
Yeah.
Kevin Hart or something.
right. They went to Andy's apartment when he used to live in Chicago, and just like randomly knocked on rang the doorbell of the person that lived there now, and we're like, "Hey, can we come up?" And they would like hang up. So they kept like trying, and eventually they looked out the window, and this is like 96 or so pretty young Conan at that. But like, yeah, just watching him like interacting with real people, and they're like, "Hey, can we come in and look at your apartment at 10 o'clock at night?" Because yeah, it was straight up nighttime. And they went and checked out Andy's apartment.
Nice.
It was kind of funny. I don't remember any specifics, just the general feeling that it was comedy.
Yeah, for sure. I think he was just great at like making fun of himself, making himself the butt of the joke.
He was so
He's
his
self-deprecating,
self-deprecation was always on point because it always made fun of himself.
He's the same way on that podcast. It's great. It's him with his longtime producer. What's his first name? Something Gorley. Matt Gorley, maybe. And then her name's Sonia. I keep wanting to say Sotomayor, but Sonia something or other.
Sonia Blade.
Sonia.
No, it's multi.
My name is Sonia.
Yeah. No, she's a sweetheart on the show. But yeah, it's like three of them, and then they'll bring guests on. Yeah.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, definitely. Conan needs a friend.
Hey, let's not promote other podcasts on this podcast. We promote Trash Talk Omaha only.
That's fair.
Next
point.
week featuring Conan O'Brien.
This is true. And then Adrian Martinez the week
Yeah,
after
we
that.
did talk about Adrian's podcast.
Yeah,
too,
we
I
weren't
guess.
promoting it. We weren't telling people to go listen to it.
That's
though.
fair. Yeah, we definitely didn't.
Conan deserves a little promo. All right.
No, he doesn't. He's got plenty of listeners.
Moving on.
What
Bill
is it?
Cosby
Next topic.
is on the prowl
The
again.
low-hanging fruit's back.
How did he get out? On a technicality?
Yeah, court technicality
Oh, man.
that.
It's
So he's
deep
been in
one.
prison for about almost 3 years, I think.
Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah, a little over
Feels
2.
longer than that.
It's been almost 3 years. Yeah.
Yeah, out of a 10-year sentence. Apparently, supposedly, with zero evidence, and it was only literally mentioned in a news article that was not sourced, that he had got a plea bargain from a previous judge.
From an old DA.
Yeah. And so then
Old
this threw
shady
the whole
fucking
case out.
DA. Yeah, exactly. Had this whole fucking agreement that this something couldn't be brought to prosecution, yet they fucking did it anyway. And since it happened, and the old fucking DA, I mean, as shitty as it was agreed upon and signed, so it has to be held, or it has to be upheld. So they couldn't.
But ultimately, the judge is the decider of that. You can have a plea deal.
So
the
the
judge
ju-
still has to sign off.
Basically had no say. It couldn't because it had already been agreed upon. And that was something that was completely missed. And I guess it's a big win because not many cases, especially one like this, get overturned.
Yeah.
In
Sounds
Pennsylvania.
like some bullshit.
And yeah, it's some like wickedly dumb loophole.
Why did it take 3 years for them to figure this out then, is what I want to know.
A lot of filing of paperwork and waiting for
Lots
your
of
chance
money.
to appeal.
Appeals. They got
You pay
And then
enough
it went
money.
to the Supreme, and it went all the way to the Supreme Court of
Yeah.
Pennsylvania. So they had to start at lower courts and work their way up to the Supreme Court before it was finally heard.
I mean, it just has anything to do with the fact that he is like an 80-year-old.
And it has a shit ton of money and lawyers on a payroll.
Yeah.
That are looking like, man, if we
Well, I'm
bust
sure
out
he
Bill
doesn't have
Cosby,
much
we're
wealth
gonna
left
make
now.
bank.
Yeah.
We're gonna get all the clients
And you get
because
famous.
we just got Bill Cosby out of fucking prison. That's what those guys are thinking. Like,
For sure.
It's an ego game,
Yeah.
much like anything.
Wow. Well,
Yeah, so it's some frog and bullfish. It doesn't change the fact that he actually did those things. It's just a fucking technicality that got him out because something wasn't supposed to have been brought to this case, and it was. And then there's also something about how the case was more directed towards the original complainant, right, or plaintiff. The prosecution then brought in a bunch of these other girls, right? Well, they
They
weren't
had evidence
but
they
they
weren't
weren't.
supposed to
But they
use.
weren't part of the case, or weren't and so there was some pushback, I guess, on that too.
yeah.
That
Again, the technicality bullshit.
yeah,
It's like, dude's guilty. You
Yeah, he
found him
did it.
guilty. Who cares about how the evidence was found? Motherfucker's guilty.
So yeah, and here's what supposedly happened then. In a 79-page opinion, the judges wrote that a previous prosecutor's statement that Mr. Crosby would not face charges, which is that plea deal, which wasn't necessarily a plea deal, it was he agreed that he would submit testimony in the agreeance that he could not face charges. And that is him hearing that is what ultimately, and then giving his testimony is what ultimately led to him going to jail. But he would never have given that testimony, which ultimately would not have led to him going to jail had he not given it. But he only gave it because that was the agreement, was he could not go to jail.
It's some bullshit.
You know why this is dangerous as fuck? Is because there's a Harvey Weinstein case still going on, or at least that finished up. So now that might set a fucking precedence.
I didn't know about that.
That dude needs to go stay in jail too. Like, why do technicalities have to let monsters out? Like, what the
Yeah.
shit?
Well, that's a good question. Is Bill Cosby a monster?
Allegedly.
Apparently.
Yeah. He's found guilty once. So is there going to be another court case against him?
I imagine.
Or is it like double jeopardy? You can't get charged twice.
I imagine they've tried to find another way to get him back. There's got to be. I imagine there's got to be a way. I don't think the people that like came after him originally are just gonna go, well, that sucks.
And he's just like, I got all that pudding pop money, baby.
Pudding pops. Yeah, like he's gonna be pushing the pudding pops a lot now.
How old is he?
He's in his 80s.
79 or 80.
I thought he was pretty old.
I think it was 83 is what I saw.
I mean, that's the question. How long do you think he'll last?
83,
you know?
yep.
Nah, not much longer.
79 was the page. Was the number of pages in the document. That's what I had seen.
Knew it was something 79.
Isn't that just funny? Anyway.
So last topic for the night.
Last topic.
China lands the rover Zhurong on the surface of Mars.
I'm glad you read
Touchdown,
that.
China.
Touchdown, China. Beating USA.
China.
Why are they better than America for touching down on
evidently,
Mars?
Evidently, what they ended up doing, it took NASA 30 decades to be able to do.
The touchdown on Mars?
The way that they basically sent the rover there. Like,
does that surprise you?
Well,
yes and no.
But NASA led up to the way to do it, and they just did the same thing.
NASA just cracked the code, which took however long with the technology in front of them and whatnot. Like, they had all the trial and error.
Yeah, exactly. They've experimented.
China may have not been doing any of it, but I mean, there was
so they did what they've always done. They piggyback off of everyone else.
There was a
and
precedent
then
set, so
they sell it. They're selling it.
First of all, NASA has been underfunded for quite a while.
Well, yeah.
Well,
depending
except
on
for
who's in office.
Black NASA.
Black
behind
NASA?
the scenes, like the stuff they don't want you to see. You know, where there's $100
the
pin
military,
on the ledger.
The military NASA.
Yes.
Space Force.
Space Force. Yeah, absolutely.
Aliens.
No.
Maybe.
No.
Space Force.
No, it's just Space Force.
If Space Force is protecting us from asteroids, I'm for it.
Allegedly.
There's asteroids out there.
Well, yeah.
And supposedly we already have bases on Mars.
Say there was a big comet that apparently just whizzed on by not too long ago. Not to get off topic.
Yep. No, that's fine.
Yeah.
It happens every June.
Getting off topic or the comet?
The comments.
We've got it.
Yeah.
The comet.
There's a asteroid belt, or not asteroid belt, meteor shower that we go through every year. It's
right. This was a comet, though.
But it's
Not
part.
the- but
I don't know about a comet though.
Yeah,
There's always big asteroids in the belt.
There's always that meteor shower we hit.
Torrid meteor shower.
Yeah, is it beginning of August, end of July, that kind of deal?
There's multiple ones.
Okay, gotcha.
I guess I thought it was June, but maybe it is July. Anyway, it's the
just know
same.
it's-
It's the same.
It's when it's hot.
It's the same shower that probably most likely killed the dinosaurs.
Ah.
Yeah, because they know the exact date it happened.
Yeah.
From some pollen they found or whatever.
Out in the Yucatan Peninsula, where
Yucatan.
yeah, where that blast hole is.
It's the fucking half the fucking Mexico is a goddamn crater.
Turns out, like
Not half, but
There's
a big
meteor
a good
showers.
chunk of the
There's
Yucatan
the
Peninsula is
Southern
actually
Delta
an impact point.
Quarries?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Or Alpha.
Sorry. What did
Capricornus.
you say? What did you say?
I'm looking at meteor showers. There's a few. There's Southern Delta Aquarids. That's the time range you were saying, or the Alpha Capricornids.
I'm pretty sure there's a torrid stream that comes from the Taurus sector. Vector, Horizon.
Vector Horizon. Now they're all named after like Greek gods. It looks like.
All right. Well,
so about the rover, I guess. So
China.
So China, yeah. So they touched down near where that our Viking 2 did back in '76.
They go see it.
But in this case, the Viking 2, when we sent it out there, it wasn't really allowed to roll out too far from its landing spot.
I thought it broke.
Yeah, it probably did. It lacked the ability to investigate any further than its initial landing site, according to this report.
I'm pretty sure there was definitely American
Sounds
ones.
like a NASA lab because they found alien bodies and monuments.
I found Matt Damon shit potatoes, and they had to stop.
Hilarious.
Matt Damon.
Yeah, shit potato.
They brought him back?
So what they
No.
did is they're the first Mars-going nation to carry out an orbiting, landing, and rovering operation as its first mission. So we took like 5 tries to be able to get to that point, and they did it their first try. Maybe it was only 3. I don't know.
What is
Yeah,
it?
but still, this was stuff that we did in the 70s.
Well,
And
I
we
mean,
built up to figure out how to do it better.
We probably haven't been doing the orbiting thing very long. Maybe in the last decade.
We've had satellites around Mars.
Sure,
since
but I
like
mean,
the 60s
like,
or
Yeah,
70s.
but like I
as
said,
far as
we've
like
also been
releasing a
underfunded.
rover and then dropping it down there, we've only done
Still,
that.
they're following the methods we explored. It took us decades to learn.
Facts.
What is the China NASA?
Not worried about
It is the C. What do they call it? The CNSA. Yeah.
CNSA.
Sounds like a Spanish word.
There's also an Indian
Yep.
NASA.
CNSA is Tianwen. Tianwen 1 team. So, and they're exploring basically that much more of that same area that the Viking 2 searched.
There's something there.
But then
There's something
they're
there.
they're gonna have like more high definition photos than when
Is that?
we did
Do
there.
you think that's where the
So-
face on Mars is?
No, there's no face on Mars. It's
There's-
just shadows.
There's also pyramids on Mars, man.
They're just rocks.
Geometric aligned.
90-degree angle rocks.
I don't know if there were any people on Mars ever.
Maybe.
You need to watch more Ancient Aliens, bruh.
Is that a topic on Ancient Aliens, Mars?
Oh my god, like, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Multiple
yeah.
episodes.
Oh my god. I don't watch all of the episodes.
Wow, maybe you should.
If Mars ever had an atmosphere, I guess
They do have an
A planet,
atmosphere.
an Earth.
It's very thin.
I mean, like
Earth
one,
like oceans.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
like ours, where there's
Blue.
7 layers.
Mars
of
was
an
blue at
atmosphere.
one point. Stayed fact.
There was water.
Yeah, well, they're starting to find traces of it. Yeah,
that would make it
so-
blue. That would make it blue.
Well,
Well,
no,
they've
the
seen like
oxi- no,
blowouts.
well, no,
It looks
the
like a pair
oxygen
from underground
and
of water runs even today.
the chemicals in our air turn that color with the light refracting.
Yeah, but it had an atmosphere.
Sure, it could have had a yellow
a Venus.
sky like Venus,
Okay.
You know what I mean? Where it's super toxic, sulfur, and smells like farts over there constantly.
Yeah, but they've also seen.
You'll die of farts essentially going
They
to
also
Venus. Not to go
What
back.
if you have an immunity
immunity.
a
to
jart,
farts?
a jart immunity?
Yeah, I've had so many jarts that farts don't even bother me.
I would rather go to Venus because that's where women are from. Right? It's a whole planet of women.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Because they're toxic.
Women are from Venus to get more penis?
Well done.
I don't think that's the way it works.
I think that's the way it has to work. It rhymes, alright?
All right, and with that rhyme, maybe we should wrap it up.
Wrap it up, E.
Fuck you, Derek.
Fuck you both.
Is this where I tell you guys to fuck
you
right
can say
off?
Why
that.
don't you just
Something.
not even try, little
You
fucker?
can say something.
Oh, I'll just go fuck.
Fucker.
I'll just go fuck myself.
That works. We'll watch. Good night, Omaha. Fuck off.
Did you say Omaha?
I hope.